All right, so we got we're Tiny Toys Tuesdays, episode 27 here. 27. Um,
Whew, a lot.
yep. So
Still
tonight
here though.
we are going over the Dawnbringer book 2. We're gonna go through the new armies of renown and see what it's all about. But before we do that, Cameron,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
Um, trying to figure out an army to play. We had a little training session on last Thursday, and other than that, I've just been reading a lot,
There you go. There you go.
reading and waiting for the rest of my army to come in so I can begin painting.
Are you still sticking with the pigs?
Yes, for right now.
Okay. Well, we will definitely go over them tonight, so that should be fun. I've been
I'm not
just
doing the big pigs per se. I'm doing the normal
the core
gruntas.
gruntas. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I have been just trying to get rid of my pile of shame here. So I just finished building 3 Fellwaters. And
Slowly dwindling it down.
yeah, I do. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of it, but I just need to get it done and over with so I don't continue to collect boxes of shame.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just
Uh,
cranking through that stuff.
that's good. My
Um,
pile of shame is just unpainted minis.
yeah. All right, so let's go into the art of the week. Um, this guy, Stampa Studio. I believe they're in UK.
Stampa Studio.
It is a commission company, but their stuff is fantastic. This
Ooh.
Skaven dude on the bottom left, I've got some ideas
They do a
for.
lot of custom work.
Yes, I mean
It's
look
amazing.
at the KO. The
The
KO,
KO is absolutely glorious.
absolutely fantastic. Um,
Cracking KO.
yeah, and
Beautiful.
everything is matching. They all have the same theme. I want that army so bad. Oh, it's so good. I have some ideas for that. I have a Slanesh theme that I want to start thinking about in regards to the Skaven. Not
Oh
necessarily
yeah.
green, not necessarily
Uh-huh.
green, but
Going for purple?
no, no, no. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about the color yet, but just I've got an idea, but I'm gonna play with it for a little bit.
I'm
um,
interested to see it when it comes out.
the so the turtle over here on the right,
hmm
are those lines freehand or is that part of the turtle?
So they are etched in there, but you do have to like manually do the outer edge.
That sounds like a
So
pain.
it's not freehand, but it is a paint.
Hmm. The Eidolon stuff looks so crazy to paint.
The island stuff is really fun to paint. Like all their models are really dynamic and interesting, and very natural because all the animals and eels and crabs and all that fun stuff are there.
It just looks very technical to me.
Yeah, it's either very simple or but it gives a lot of opportunity to be technical, especially with the islands themselves and their capes made of water.
Yeah, man, that Eidolon scheme is so nicely painted. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm getting my Night Haunt painted right now. I can't wait till they're done. All right, so let's move on. So this is we're still gonna tier the book tonight. So we're gonna tier some of the stuff. Now, obviously, this book is primarily written as a narrative, like narrative
as,
substance, right?
as a narrative piece.
Yes, there are obviously match play stuff that you can work with within the book, like the armies are renowned. But there's well, I'll get to it in the next slide. But this is what we're going to tier it, and obviously we're not going to go through every Warscroll, but there are some things that um, we will go over, and some things we won't go over. We're not going to go over the Path to Glory, which is a big part of the book, or any of the narrative. If you do want that stuff, Vince Ventrella. Yeah, Jed, I just saw your comment. Yeah, I love that Vermin Lord. Vince Ventrella did a good Warhammer Weekly show on the story and the lore. It's actually pretty crazy. There are lots of different things happening at once. So if you're interested in
I
that,
I love the story that these little narrative books give.
yeah,
Like it's good to see all the, like the new things that they will temporarily give to all of the game.
yeah,
But the story itself, if you like sit down and actually watch it, or sit down and actually like read it, it gives so much fun stuff, just interesting tidbits.
right. Um, what's I'll just give a little bit of a little um, tidbit of the story. The big thing in this book is a bunch of the Iron Jaws got some new models, which is pretty cool. And one of the mechanics is this momentum mechanic, which we'll go over. And in part of the story, there is a point where there's a mega pig that literally runs around this base or this camp multiple times to build up its momentum before it goes and attacks. It's pretty funny. So it definitely works both in game and in the story.
Nice.
All
And
right.
well, as we're going into this, I have not read half of the new rules
Okay, we'll go over
that
it.
came in through here, so this is going to be a fresh look on me.
Yep.
I have read 2 of the Armies of Renown, but that is actually it.
Which ones have you read?
I have read the KO one, and I've read the Giants.
Have you not gone over the Iron Jaws one?
I have not.
Okay, well, we're going to get into it. All right, so let's go into the overview. Okay, so the first thing I want to say, and I feel like it kind of goes with the bottom point here. Lots of story, lore, path to glory rules, a lot of that stuff. But the one thing that I think a lot of people aren't saying enough with this book is it's primarily narrative. I think a lot of people are trying to make this stuff work in a competitive scene, and it's not that you can't do it. But this book is primarily narrative. It is not is there are some extensions you can use for like Armies of Renown, and there's obviously new orc war scrolls, but for the most part, this is a very narrative book. So
Yes.
yeah,
I was looking through some of the stuff for like Giants, and it's like, all right, so some of the new rules that they gave, like, okay, yes, they are available for a tournament play and all that,
yeah,
but they are literally impossible to do
right.
in an actual tournament
Now
play.
there are some, so we'll get into each one of these points because I do want to make something clear as well because I don't think it's well known. But so obviously this book introduced Armies of Renown, which is a cool way to play some of the factions, right? I do like the fact that they put this stuff in here because it is, while it's narrative, it is another way that you can play some of these factions.
Hmm.
Now, in this book, they give you 4 Armies of Renown. They've got a KO, Caradron Overlord's Army of Renown. They have a Ironjaws Army of Renown. They've got Giants, Sons of Behemoth Army of Renown. And then they've got a Trugg only with Mr. Trugg himself Army of Renown. So those are the 4 that you can pick from. Now, while everyone gets the right idea that you can, when you pick one of these Armies of Renown, you don't get to use anything from the Battle Tome. And specifically the Battle Tome. I want to make sure that's clear. So you don't get any of the battle traits, you don't get grand strategies, you don't get command traits, you don't get artifacts, you don't get any of that stuff unless it comes from this book.
Yeah, the only thing you get is the war scroll of the units from the book that it allows.
Correct.
And that is it.
Yep, you can't use anything else. Now, that being said, some of the stuff is usable, like the GHB stuff is obviously usable. You can use that.
Mm-hmm.
So while, and we'll get to it, one of the grand strategies is not doable. But you can still pick a grand strategy out of the GHB. So,
Mm-hmm.
so you can still use these in a competitive sense, and you can still pick stuff from the GHB. But everything else needs to come from the Battle Tome, from this Dawnbringers Battle Tome, not your original faction Battle Tome. Also in this book, there's lots of orky boys war scrolls. We'll get into them. And then there's one.
We've already done a video of the new Orky stuff, right?
We did. We. I don't know if we ranked. I don't know if we tiered them though. I think we just talked.
No, we just talked about it. We didn't tier them.
Right. And then obviously the the Trugg King himself, Trugg. So that is.
I absolutely love Trugg. Trugg is amazing.
Trugg is amazing. He is my favorite from all of this book. So I'm also biased towards Gumspike Hits, so there's that. All right, so let's go into. We're gonna start right with Trugg. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so to start, we'll just go over the battle traits that he's got. So you still get the Bad Moon. It's literally just copy and pasted from the Battle Tome in here. So while you wouldn't be able to use it from the old Battle Tome, it's just literally copy and pasted into this one, so you can still use the Bad Moon. Now there aren't any ways to manipulate the Bad Moon. Like you cannot use Scragrot or anything like that. When you pick
because you okay, because you can only take trolls, right?
Yeah,
or trogs.
Only trogs. With the trog keyword, that's all you get. So there's only a couple of Warscrolls you can use. You also can't use any allies, so you don't get the Marshcrawler, which is kind of a bummer.
Really, armies right now don't allow allies.
Nope, they have to have the keyword, and it has to be from Grundstok Traits, and Marshcrawler doesn't have Grundstok Traits. So you cannot use Marshcrawler in this, unfortunately. So that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So you still get the Bad Moon, Boon's Orbit. You also get the Moonlit Hide, which is the +1 to save, which is very good. But you have to be very careful of where the moon moves now, because it'll be a lot more impactful and you won't be able to change it. The +1 to save is still really good.
You got to plan ahead for these things.
Yeah, and sometimes you're going to get screwed, right? You're not going to be able to manipulate that moon, so it might not go where you want it to. Next up is the Aura of Haywire Magic. This is Go ahead.
This is the one thing that I've seen, and I think it's the one reason why you would actually want to take this.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, it just makes it so the buff that Trugg gets, all of your guys get on the map.
Yep, it's battle wide, so there's no aura or anything like this. It's just the entire field gets this, and it's essentially when you use Trugg's malfunctioning Laystone, it affects all of the Trugs, which is again the single reason why you will take this.
Yeah, because you can get stuff like +1 to hit, +1 to attack on all those Trogs that don't have that many attacks.
Yep.
Or only 6s hit, something like that.
So I'll go through it real quick. So essentially what you do is at the start of the hero phase, you're going to roll, you're going to roll the number of dice that Trugg has on his table, his little table, his damage table. It starts out with 4, so you're going to roll 4 dice at the start of the hero phase. And you're going to pick, out of those 4 dice, you get to pick one of those results. And depending on what that result is, it gives you that ability. So one of them is, if you get a run, it's a D3 mortal wounds to him. So that's what you don't want. Obviously, you'd have to be really unlucky to roll 4 1s. But as the table gets down, you get down to 1. So you could easily get that, I guess. If you roll a 2, it's add 1 to attack characteristics. A 3 is add 1 to the rend. 4 is each time you use a command on a 2-up, you receive a command point. So just kind of re-rolling the command points.
Which is kind of hilarious.
It is kind of. You'll probably never take that one. The ones that you're going to take, 5 is anytime a shooting attack goes towards a Trugg, it only hits on a 6, which is insane.
Beautiful.
And then a 5 upward if you get a 6. So you'll get to choose one of those results, and it'll apply to all of your Trugs.
You're going to do only 6s hit, as well as only or +1 to attack characteristic. Because, man, they already hit hard, and giving +1 to the attack characteristic for those guys, whoo!
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be beautiful.
And then if you're going up against a heavy shooting army, you're going to want the 6s to hit. I mean, that's super good.
Yeah, do that against like a Slanesh army and laugh.
Yep. So that's the single reason why you're going to take this army for now. And then the King's Wreckers, all non-hero Trogs become battling. That's all that is. So that's it. That's the battle traits. Anything else that you would normally get for Gloomspite Gets is gone.
Which the big thing is that you're not going to be able to bring back Trugs.
No, you can.
You
So,
can?
yes, you can because it's not on Legion's ability. It's on the moon itself. And
Oh, okay. Then I love it. That was
Yep.
my only complaint.
Yep, you can bring the moon, so you will still be able to get the recursion. Now, you won't be able to get King Gets or anything, so no re-rolls on that or anything like that.
Don't worry. I've never seen them succeed anyways.
I mean, you're not wrong. That 4-up never happens. But yeah, okay. So that's the battle traits. Let's go into the command traits. The only one on here that the 5-up command ignore is decent. It's okay. Ceaseless growth, I think, that's the you add 1 to the number of wounds you heal at the beginning of the hero phase, which is okay. It's okay. And then living landmark, I don't see a use for this.
What is living landmark?
That one is basically you just get to deep strike, 3 inches from terrain, 9 inches away from enemies. But this is really bad because this is your general. So
oh yeah.
when you get on your turn, you just don't get your command point or any of your hero stuff. So
yeah,
I don't like it.
Like it's good if you want to throw Trugg in there first turn, but like no.
Yeah, and so one thing to know also with this is you can use these command traits on Trugg himself. So he does get to use this stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that with the Giants one,
Yep,
where
King
all
Brodd.
of these all the command traits and all that can be used on King Brodd.
Yep.
On uniques.
Yep. So yeah, so those are the command traits. Nothing. So this is the downside of using this, right? Because you can't use any of the command traits from the book. You literally just get these.
Yeah, which is like the one where it gives you a really high ward, or the one where you get the it's mostly spellcasting, because I don't see there being a lot of spellcasting.
0 spellcasting in this. Now I think you could take Arcane Tome. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, you can take Arcane Tome on
honestly,
the non-unique.
it's not doing you any good. I mean, Mystic Shield maybe, but
yeah, that's about it.
That's all you're getting out of it. So there is 0 casting basically in this army. Command Ignore is probably the one I would go for. It's okay. I mean,
it's better than everything else.
Yeah, it's better than all the other ones. So that's probably.
So that's the sole reason why you're going to take it.
Yep. Artifacts of Power. So the best one on here that I'm taking is Lunestone Teeth. You get some monster keyword, and you get 2 rampages, which is
hey, the Trugs finally get monster.
Well, yeah, one of them does, right? At least for an artifact. The crunchy shinies, that's swingy movement. The bear has a move characteristic of a D6 plus 5. Could be good, but I don't like D6
It becomes a D6 plus 5?
Yeah. Oh, no, the bear has a move characteristic of D6 plus 5.
What's their normal movement?
5, I think.
Okay, so
it's okay.
You get a free run every single movement. That's not a run.
That's okay. You're gonna put this on one of your heroes, maybe a Trugg boss or something. Sure, it's okay.
Yeah, which you want in the back anyway. So
sure. I mean they're your big hitters, so I don't know. This is the way I see you playing this army at this point is you're gonna be kind of up in their face, like you're gonna have to be.
Yeah.
The club is just subtract 1 from hit and wound rolls for attacks. If they have been picked to fight in the same phase. So if someone swings back, they're going to get -1 to hit and wound, which is pretty good. It's okay. You're probably the only reason I marked it.
I'll take the club over the shiny.
The only reason I marked the club so low is because a lot of the time against heavy stuff, you're probably going to die anyway. I don't know. Maybe -1 to hit, -1 to. I should probably move that up. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, compared increased movement or I have to choose my big guy I don't want to die to fight first. Like it is a give and take, but it is a pretty good debuff.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is. I think I'm still taking the monster keyword though.
Oh yeah, the Lunestone Teeth is the first one.
Yeah.
And then it's the club.
Yeah. Okay, so then we got the grand strategy. Leave me alone. This one is basically you have to have a friendly Trugg and no enemy heroes on the battlefield.
So Trugg needs to be on the battlefield and no other heroes.
Yes. So it's
No.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not great because it's easily deniable, right? So
Yeah, if your opponent has one fast hero, then they can just deny it.
yep. I will
Because
say
you aren't fast.
he's not impossible to kill, but you do need to put some work into him to get rid of him.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, it's the fact that there needs to be no enemy heroes.
Yeah. Yep.
You can protect Trugg all you want. They have one. They have one hero on a horse that just runs away from your Troggs every single turn.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Battle tactics. These are actually all pretty decent. Pick one enemy hero. It's destroyed if an attack made by a friendly Trugg. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Trugg kills hero.
And I think Trugg is in. Let me check something.
A Trugg's Trogg herd.
Oh no, I guess it has to be Trugg. Never mind. Yeah, so it has to be Trugg, which is fine.
But it's usable. It's have your general kill an enemy hero.
Yeah, essentially. Yep. The other one feels funny is Trugg herd. Destroyed an enemy unit during this turn while it was affected by the aura. That's an autocomplete.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Right? Just kill a unit.
Yep, essentially. And then the last one is control an objective at the end of the turn, and 2 or more friendly Trugg herd units are affected by the light of the bad moon and are contesting that objective. Sure.
Just a objective, not an enemy objective?
You complete the back if you control that objective at the end of the turn, and 2 or more friendly Trugg herd units are affected by the light of the bad moon are contesting that objective. So you pick one objective that you do not control.
Okay, one that you do not control.
That you do not control. It's still doable.
Okay.
It's still doable. It's fine.
Yeah, you can still do that as the first turn.
Yep. Not bad. Not bad. These are okay. These are fine. And again, you get to use the GHB ones as well. So not bad. From a battle tactic perspective, it's not bad at all.
No, not at all.
All right, and then we'll go into Trugg. Okay, so here's my thoughts with Trugg.
Okay.
I think he is fantastic in his own Army of Renown. I mark him at A+. The malfunctioning Laystone ability is great, and it works really good in this army.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Especially if it can affect other things.
Correct.
And I will agree with you that outside of his very specific army,
he's not very good.
He loses a lot of his benefits.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you get the Laystone ability, but it's only on him. He's a 6-inch move, 4-up save, 16 wounds.
I just picture him as a tougher Trogg boss.
Yeah, essentially.
He's just an upgraded Trogg boss, but he still has all the penalties of a Trogg boss.
Yep.
And he's more expensive, and a bit more health.
And he's got swingy attacks.
Which is the problem with Trogg bosses.
Yep. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? As much as I love this guy, I just don't think we're going to see him much.
He is Trogg Boss Plus.
Yes. Trogg Boss Plus, yes. Unfortunate, but if you wanted to take this Army of Renown, I think he works very well in it. So, that's it.
If you have a lot of extra points in a Trogg boss, you can upgrade it to a Trugg. But outside the army, you won't be able to give him a really good ward or anything.
He might get the ward, right? He can get a 5-up ward.
Well, you won't be able to give him the artifacts or anything like that outside of his Army of Renown.
Right. So let's go over the Trugg Summary, right? So I just went over and I did this with all of them, right? So what are you losing, right? So I just told you what you gain from using this Army, but what exactly are you losing? And we kind of went over some of them, right? You don't get the Warscroll, which is a huge deal in a Trugg army.
I think the biggest is Scragrot.
Scragrot utility is gone.
Scragrot, Gobapalooza, no casting pretty much at all.
No casting or spells at all, and you do not get the reroll of recursion. So I marked it a B+. I think if you're leaning heavy Trugg and literally don't want anything else, this is for you. Otherwise, Trugg is a miss. So that's what I put. I think
because you're losing the ability to throw out a crap ton of Troggs out there and then reliably getting them back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But your Troggs will hit harder.
Yeah. Again, I think it's really good in this Army of Renown, but that's it. So. All right.
Fair enough. I agree.
Let's go into Orkies.
All right. I know very little about this one.
I'm surprised you don't know more about this. Okay.
I just haven't seen it, really.
All right, so We'll go over the Grunta Wall. This is a worse. This is not good. This is just not very good.
Okay.
So remember, these are all the battle traits, so you don't get anything else other than these, right? Once per
Okay.
battle, only once per battle. So already starting off really bad. At the
Okay.
start, at the start of your charge phase, you can pick one Maw Grunter, general, on the battlefield, and say that they are calling a Gruntawa. If you do so until the end of that phase, each time a friendly Maw Grunta unit finishes a charge move, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 1 inch of any models with the Maw Grunta unit on a 3-up. They suffer D3. So
it's just an additional charge impact.
Yeah, it's just charge impacts. The only thing, the saving grace that this has is these things, one, can be reinforced, and they're pretty big, on pretty big bases. So you can actually tag quite a bit of things with this, and you do it for each enemy unit within 1 inch, so that's okay. But it's still on a 3-up, and it's still once per game.
And you're losing the Iron Jaws wall, which is once per game. Everybody increases the Ren.
And you're also losing Smashing Bashing. So not great. Not starting off great.
Yeah.
Hogs of War just means the Gore Grunters gain battle line. Sure. Here we come. This one is.
Is it only for the first battle round?
Only for the first battle round. You do not subtract the momentum score.
Which is like, all right, it's okay, but
it's okay.
It's still
okay.
wanting you to plan to be able to use everything turn 2.
Yeah.
And so that means you're going against the usual Ironjaw way of hitting everything turn 1.
Right. Yep. If you could use, if they added like fast stun in this, that would be so good.
Yeah, you lose fast and you lose
there's
all the
a
good
lot
stuff.
of stuff you lose, and we'll go over what you lose specifically. But Greedy Gobble is just a monster rampage. It's I think it's just the you have to roll. This is not great too. One of the things I heard from Vince is this should be roll less than or equal to, but it's not. But anyway, when you use this monstrous rampage, you can only use it with a momentum score of 3 or less. Pick one enemy model within 3 inches and roll dice. If the roll is at least double that model's wound characteristic, it is slain. So it has to be less than 3.
And this is a monstrous rampage?
Yes, you're just never going to use it. It's not good.
Yeah. Especially like when the time to be able to pick off models, the best time to do that. And it's only one model too, right?
Pick one enemy model within 3 inches.
Yeah. So the best time to be able to do this is actually at the end of the combat phase, not just before the combat phase.
Yeah, because they're just gonna pile in and.
Yeah.
Now you can pick off captains or leaders or whatever to prevent maybe command points or something, but essentially this is not good. The charge down, however, is very good. This is essentially the exact same thing as maybe it's not.
All right, what is it?
Monsters made with a model that made a charge move this turn and is not in a unit that has multiple models. So you can only use this on one. Sure. That model can make a d6 move, but must finish that move within 3 inches of any enemy units. Then add 1 to the momentum score of that unit. So it's good. I was going to say it's like the Ogre Charge, but it's not really.
It's free momentum, and that's about it.
And you also get the free momentum, I think, is the best part about that.
Yeah.
The d6 move, why is it like that?
It's just a little bit of a topping. I would use it just because the +1 momentum, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
You're not going to make any revolutionary things by getting a d6 move.
Yeah, it's not
now,
great.
If you're doing the 3d6 move of like other things then you could do some stuff. But no, this is only a d6.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's not A. I should probably be in B, but
you're going to use it most times, but at the same time,
sexy.
it's not amazing.
Yeah. All right, so then that's it. That's your battle traits. So it's a little unfortunate.
Wow, you lose a lot.
Yes, you do. And
Holy
I think this
cow.
is the worst Army of Renown from a competitive standpoint. But it is what it is. Again, it's supposed to be narrative. Command traits, this is the only one you get, and it's really bad.
There's only one command trait?
Only one command trait. This is the only one you can use. Improve the rank characteristic of this general's Pig Haka by 1 for attacks that target an enemy monster. We couldn't just do
No,
just add +1 to the rend.
and not
it
to
has to be
just.
against a monster.
So only one of your attack profiles, which I think only has like what 2 attacks on it, will get an increased rend of 1 on a very specific type of model.
Yes, correct.
Wow, that is horrid.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It's all it's almost worth it to look at the generalized.
I think it's
trait
almost worth
traits.
it to get +1 to your wound
Yeah,
command trait.
it's not great. It's not great. um, all right.
Shame.
The okay, so the Grunta Stampede. So you do get to pick 3 of these. So the mount traits you do get to pick 3, which is very interesting.
Okay.
So
all right.
that's decent. These are all actually pretty good. The Propa Ard gives you anything that's targeted by an attack that has a rend characteristic of -1 is just no rend. So it's your typical -1 rend to no rend for anything that
Okay.
attacks it. So
Yeah, that's good.
that's fine. I think it's fine. Propa Nasty is pretty good. Add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by these units and mounts. If any mortal... this is the one. If any wound or mortal wounds were allocated to that unit, they will get +1 to hit and wound. So because you don't have Smash and a Bash, you're going to end up getting hit.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
and then they'll get
if they
+1.
get hit, everything gets +1 to hit and wound.
Yes. To the
Eh.
mount attacks. So...
That's not bad.
It's okay. It's okay. And then the best
Not amazing, but it's
one
okay.
is Proper Wild. At the end of the enemy charge phase, this is before any monstrous rampages are carried out. If this unit is more than 3 inches, it's basically on a 3-up they attempt to charge. So counter charge on a 3-up. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
So it's a monstrous action to charge.
Yes. No. Instead, before monstrous rampages are taken,
You can charge.
Yes. So
And you
it's
can do
at
that
the
whenever?
end of the enemy charge phase.
Oh, end of enemy charge
before the
phase.
monstrous rampages.
Okay,
So you still
that's
get-
actually
you
pretty
still
useful.
Get your monstrous rampage, and you get to increase your momentum score, and you get to counter charge. It is on a 3-up, so it's not perfect, but
So it's on a 3-up.
it is on a 3-up. But it's
still good.
Still really good, I think.
I'll probably be taking that. If I was going to be using this army, I would take that one.
Well, you get 3 of them, so
Are they unique? Can I have 3 of the same one?
no, they.
All right. That one's going on my biggest hitter.
You can have 1 different mount trait from the table below, so you have to. Pick
Okay,
all
so
the-
you get all 3 of these.
Correct. Yep. It's not bad. I mean,
It's not
bad.
horrible.
Yeah, it's not
Prop Wild's my favorite.
Okay. Artifacts. The Doom School. The bearer can issue commands to friendly units on the battlefield, which is really good. So no range. You can just issue them.
Okay, that's good.
In addition, each time the bearer issues a command, you can pick 1 enemy within 3 inches and roll dice. On a 3-up, it suffers 1 mortal wound. That one's kind of meh. It's like, sure, whatever. It's an extra, but just being able to issue commands throughout the...
It's a little bit of a flavor on top.
It is. Now, granted, that's the only one you have option to. That's it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And you don't have a Maw Crusher or anything like
No,
that to take
no Mod
advantage of it.
Crusher. So,
Whew.
yep, it's not great. My Destroyer was an artifact, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You don't get Destroyer, so. Grand Strategy. You complete this grand strategy if your general has a momentum score of 6 at any point in the battle, which is fine and probably doable as long as he doesn't get killed.
Yeah, like
oh,
you
and
could probably plan.
He can't be slain as well, so you have to have him survive as well.
You can plan for maybe round 3.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
depending on what your G3 is, right?
Yeah. Like you don't get lowered on first round, so maybe round 3.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Battle tactics. Let's go to those. We'll start with the worst one. This one's. I don't ever see this. You're never picking this. I maybe in very rare circumstances. You complete this battle tactic if at the end of the turn there are 3 more friendly Maw Grunta units on the battlefield that each have a momentum score of 5 up.
Ooh, that's
It's really tough.
hard.
Unless you know for a fact you're going to have each one at 5 up.
Is that models or units?
Maw Grunter units, so it's specific too. Maw Grunter units.
Oh yeah, that's definitely pretty hard.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Like it's still possible, but it's pretty
Yeah,
hard.
it's not great. It's definitely not great. The out of control. If you carry out Greedy Gobble, Charge Down, and 2 other monstrous rampages this turn, that's doable. Because you get all the you get monstrous rampages. You get a bunch of those if you're taking.
Oh yeah, if you know you're getting 3 people in there,
Yeah.
just take that tactic.
Yep, easy. And then the easiest one. During your turn, your general calls a Grunta wall, and any enemy units are destroyed by attacks made by your general or abilities used by your general this turn. So essentially, call the Grunta wall, have your general kill something. Sure.
Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
Like it doesn't say that you have to kill a monster, so yeah, it's good.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Pop the wall, make it completely useless, and take a battle tactic.
Yep. All right, let's go in. We talked about these a little bit the last show, but let's just tier them real quick. I think you know most of these, so.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I've been through all of the.
Yes. Every one of these dudes is good.
On their own, they're all decent. None
Correct.
of them are bad.
None of them are bad. I think the Zogrock Anvil Smasher is definitely my favorite with the top.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's one of my favorite. I wish I could take him in my army, but I'm just barely out of points.
He will probably be in most Iron Suns lists.
Yeah. Iron Jaws, I see him being taken. Yeah. He makes something hitty even hittier.
I mean, not Iron Suns, Iron Jaws. That's what I meant. Yeah, he is extremely good. Extremely good. The Ardboy Big Boss is okay, especially if you're taking a bunch of Ardboys.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are pretty good. The Tusk Boss is pretty good. The biggest issue with the Maw Gruntas and the Tusk Boss is they do not have the the Mega Boss keyword.
Yes.
Which is very unfortunate because you can't, even if you were to put them in Iron Jaws, you're not going to be able to give them Destroyer or anything like that because I think it has to be a Mega Boss unit.
Yeah, so like they just don't play friendly with the Iron Jaws that are currently there.
I have a sneaking suspicion that they will be FAQ'd with Mega Boss, but we'll see.
That makes sense. The Tusk Boss, or they'll FAQ it to where it's Mega Boss or Tusk Boss.
Sure, that would be fine as long as you get the option, especially if you're going to buy these big pigs, right? You should be able to put a Mega Boss on there. I don't.
What are they? $80 each?
I don't know. I have no idea. They got to be more than $80, I think. Man, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so definitely Zogrock is my favorite on this.
100%. I love him, and the Anvil.
Again, all of these guys are good. There's not really any of them that are bad. There has been talk and rumors that people might, and let me check something, because I think it becomes Battle Line. No, it doesn't. So you'd have to take 3 Battle Line, which still sucks, because your cheapest Battle Line now is 140. There have been people that are talking about just massing Brute Ragers.
I'm reserving my opinion on that.
So think about it. Brute Ragers are 100 points for 3 of them. You know what else was very similar? That was actually at a worse profile. That was spammed quite a bit.
It was Ardboys.
No, it wasn't Ardboys. It was even worse than that.
Oh?
It was the Bone Splitters little...
Oh, the
2-unit or 2-model unit.
Giant javelin things?
Yeah, I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, but they have 2 completely different uses.
I mean, there's been talk that people will spam these.
So, well, all right. So my opinion on these is that I don't like them because I'm from a big wall perspective, but I can see them in a normal Iron Jaws list.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because they have...
it's the best way to get mortals.
It's mortals as well as...
Run in charge.
It's when they kill something, you could choose another unit.
No. I think you're thinking of Rekkas.
No. The Iron Jaws, like just ability.
Oh, smashing
if you kill a unit.
Smashing and bashing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's what makes them good.
That's actually a really good point.
Outside of that, I don't think I like them.
They do a lot of damage. Like they have the potential to do a lot of damage. I mean,
In Big Wa, I don't like them because they're not battle line. If they're battle line, I'll 100% change my opinion. But they're
you're
not.
getting so if none of them die, you're getting 9 attacks. Who cares what the profile is? As long as you roll a 6, they're doing 3 mortals.
Oh, if I
So
was
you're
not
getting at
doing
least
Iron
2 of
Jaws,
them,
I
probably.
would reinforce them.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would.
I want to be able to make sure that I kill whatever I fight.
Yeah, sure.
And with 6 of them, that's 18 attacks, 6s are mortals. I'm going to kill.
Yeah, you're gonna annihilate, and that's 200 points.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
good.
which will make it so the other brute ragers that I brought with me that ran and charged in will be able to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Which will then allow my next unit to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now, I if I were gonna build a new Iron Jaws list, including some of these people, I would take the Ardboy boss, the Anvil Smasher dude, some War Chantas, a bunch of Ardboys, and a bunch of Ragers, and just go to town.
Yeah,
that
I
would
think
be
that's
a
a
lot of fun.
very decent list,
Yeah.
especially with the Anvil Smasher and the Ardboys, because those Ardboys can get a lot of attacks now.
And they are going to do some damage, and they are going to be hard to kill. The
Mhm.
Ardboys are the single best glow up in this book for sure.
They're a little expensive,
That's the
but
biggest,
they're worth it.
That's the biggest downside. Is they're now 220 points. So now your cheapest battle line that you can get is brutes, and then
At
even
140.
even after that, if you can, the cheapest one after that is the 180 Ma Grunta Gouges.
There's a
Or something, yeah, because I think you can
aren't
make them.
Gore Grunters 170 or are they still 180?
Oh no, you're right. Gore Grunts could do it, yeah, and it just makes them Iron Suns, right? Makes them battle line.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
our boys are
Ardboys,
expensive.
big glow up, but at the same time,
Are they
they're
better
pretty
than Chaos
expensive.
Warriors? I don't think so.
Um,
I don't think so. I think Chaos Warriors are better and they're cheaper. So
I think Chaos Warriors have better buffs.
I.
Oh, actually, you know what? Ardboys can be brought down to 2 damage.
Sure.
If you put them at 2 damage, I think they'll kill the Chaos Warriors.
With Nurgle Banner? Probably not. Probably not. Even if you brought 10 on 10, I'm putting my money on the Chaos Warriors.
Yeah, and that does require the Ardboys to also be buffed by a War Chanter.
War Chanter, yep.
That's fair.
The Chaos Warriors just get it. And then the Chaos Warriors, if they're in your territory or you're taking an objective,
Yeah.
getting a +1 attacks, right?
So much buffs.
The only reason I say that is I think Ardboys are too expensive. I think they need to go down to like 200. That's my thought.
Okay,
I think
I want them to go down.
220 is, I think, a little much. But all right.
Because we see how Chaos Warriors retreat. They're really expensive, and now they're what, like 190, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. For which? Chaos Warriors.
Yeah.
They're 180.
They're 180. Oh, gosh.
They're 180.
Even I was eyeballing it.
It's insane. They're crazy. Okay, so let's go over the summary for the Grunt Stampede. So what you're losing, the biggest ones, Mighty Destroyers you don't get, which is huge. Smashing and Bashing you don't get. You don't get any of the artifacts like Destroyer, which is like almost a must if you're going to run Iron Jaws.
You miss so much.
There's so much, right? But at the end of the day, like, even if you just put those 3, right? You don't get any War Chantas. You don't get any.
Oh, I completely
casting.
forgot you don't get War Chanters.
Yep, you don't get any of that, right? You literally
don't
just
get any of
these.
the things that make Iron Jaws good.
Correct. Well, I mean, yeah, true. It's not wrong. You're not wrong. So overall, I don't think this is competitive at all. I don't think you're going to see this in the competitive scene. If you really want to run pigs, it's almost better to run them in just Iron Jaws.
Yeah, you get more movement out of them.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. So that's kind of what I see now. I will say, I would like to see how their momentum is used in Iron Jaws, versus this because there are a couple little buffs here and there that do increase their momentum. Um,
Just light buffs, really.
I know it'll be
Like
interesting to see. I
you
think
don't make the most out of their momentum in like a normal Iron Jaws, but at the same time, it might be better. Because does Iron Jaws have some abilities to be able to charge out of phase?
uh,
Like, don't they have the ability to charge
I
during
think
your
that's
opponent's turn?
pigs though, right? I think the pigs get the counter charge. I don't remember.
Oh, I'd have to look it.
I
But
think
yeah,
in Iron Suns, or is that the Iron Suns? Isn't that the pig one? I think it's the pig one.
it's been a while. I'll have to look it up.
I think they get the counter charge thing. Um, okay, so yeah, so that's overall. I don't think you're going to see as much, so that's unfortunate.
It is at the end of the enemy charge phase. Spend a command point to just have an Iron Suns unit charge.
Okay, so it's just
So
Iron Suns in general. Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
so
you
you
could
can make
use
them
that.
Iron Suns,
Yeah.
charge during your opponent's turn.
Yeah, so there's really no reason to use Grunta Stampede. Like literally no
like,
reason.
Everything's better, and everything better is the other way.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about it. Okay, let's get into King Brodd. This is, in my opinion, the most competitive army of renown.
I think so. Like, it's pretty good.
It's really good. It's really, really good. So let's go over some of these. And I'm going to read you one of these things, and I want you to put your TO hat on for a second.
Okay.
Let's go through the battle traits real quick. So first, these realms is ours. This is just mightier makes rightier is the thing, right? So
Yeah.
it's essentially unlocking the 30 models on an objective, right?
Yeah, which they need.
Yep. The biggest thing that I think this is the most competitive is the 5-up ward for Brodd is back.
Oh, heck yeah. That
He
is so scary.
So good with the 5-up ward. That is
40 wounds at a 5-up ward?
Yep. It is. Do you remember when the 5-up ward was a command trait? Or
It was an artifact. Yeah, it was really bad.
And Suns players always took it, and it was so egregious.
It was so bad.
Well, it's
but
back,
now,
boys. It's back on a 40 wound hero.
Now the king has it.
Now you do have to keep someone within 3 inches, but sure, that's fine.
That's easy.
Okay, so that's good. Before I go to smash it to all bits, boy, this is interesting. Let's go with Wrath of Brodd. This is a monstrous rampage, and this is the one. This is the exact same thing as the ogre charge.
As the big monster, yeah.
The 3d6.
So
charge.
I don't think it's as good as the ogres, just because they have absolutely massive bases, so they can't get behind a screen that well.
Maybe it still gives you that
What?
movement if you need.
Yeah, but what makes it really good on the Stonehorns is that they're not too big, and so you can actually make it past your opponent.
Right.
For this, you need to make a minimum of what is it, an 8 inches, in order to just get past a 1-inch line.
True. I think
it's still good.
I think it's still good.
It's still 100% good, but it's not as good. And my problem with this is that you lose all of those amazing monstrous actions that.
Yes, you don't get the colossal slam or any of that. Yep.
And they are those abilities by itself are so good.
I still think this is really good. I still think King Brodd Stomp is really good. So here's another reason why it's
not
good.
Worth getting rid of the other ones.
Well, wait till you hear this. Put your TO hat on for a minute. I'm going to read you the exact verbiage of this rule.
I was reading this earlier, and it's funny.
Okay, so once per turn in your shooting phase, you can pick one terrain feature and one friendly Mega Gargant within 1 inch of it. If you do so, roll a dice. On a 2-up, that terrain feature is sundered. If a terrain feature is sundered, roll a dice for each unit that has any models on or garrisoning that terrain feature. On a 2-up, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Then all models from units that were on or garrisoning that terrain feature must be set up wholly within 6 inches of that terrain feature and more than 3 inches from all enemy units. If a model cannot be set up wholly within 6 inches of the terrain feature, and more than 3 inches for all mini units, it is slain. The terrain feature is then removed from play. Finally, the Mega Guard that was picked to do it can basically use the missile weapon to shoot, and it's pretty good.
So this only needs one FAQ, actually.
No, this needs multiple FAQs.
No, this one FAQ will fix it.
Let me give you 2 scenarios, and then
All
you
right.
tell me if one FAQ fixes it.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if half of the enemy unit is on the terrain and off the terrain?
Mm-hmm. All right, and what's the second one?
That's the first one. That's the first situation. The second situation is clearly they didn't mean for the Gargants to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second one. So
yeah, this requires only one FAQ, and that FAQ is that if you are on it, you must be wholly off of the terrain feature.
Okay, so you couldn't. Well, that means you can still teleport then.
No, you can't. They have 6.5 inches. They wouldn't be able to fit wholly on.
No, that's not what it says though.
They need to be within 6 inches, right?
No. If they were within 1 inch of it, so
yes,
you can
I know.
literally tow the objective.
Yes, the second part is that they need to be moved within 6 inches of the terrain feature, right?
They must be set up wholly within 6 inches of the terrain feature. Yes. And
so if you simply say that they must be set up wholly within 6 inches and off of the terrain feature, that makes it so that the Gargants can never actually use the teleport.
Okay. And I guess that would fix the half enemy. So then all models from the unit that were on or garrisoning that terrain feature.
Yeah. It means that because it means that if the Gargant was towing it, that just means they killed. They just
so
killed
what
themselves.
happens? What happens if you have an enemy unit that's like, say, there's 10 models,
Mm-hmm.
and 5 of them are on and 5 of them are off.
The entire unit needs to be moved out of this out of the terrain
so then
feature
they would
within
need to make
wholly
sure
within
that
6.
that was also in there.
Yeah, it needs to be wholly
because it
within
says
6
model,
inches.
so it doesn't say unit.
Yeah, they need to be wholly within 6 inches, the unit,
Yeah, so that's
and
the problem.
outside of the terrain.
They specify models. So
well, then they've made it more confusing than it needs to be.
So right, so if you have 10 models and 5 of them are on it and 5 of them aren't, you could technically take 5 of them, roll whatever the thing is to see if they are slain, and like teleport them off, or like how?
The current wording is that you could a Gargant can tiptoe it and then teleport, like however big the piece of terrain is, as well as the wording also says that if there's a guy on the piece of terrain, you can damage them and just not move them.
So the question is, are they going to FAQ this?
They need to, because
having a Gargant or multiple Gargants teleport.
it's Gargants teleporting, as well as where do the models go?
Right. I mean, the way it's worded now, you could technically put like 2 or 3 Gargants on top of this terrain and then just teleport.
Yeah, you take some Wildwoods, you tiptoe them on it, and then you go, all right, guys, onward, and then just teleport them like 12 inches.
Yep. Now, keep in mind, you cannot be on top of impassable or defensible terrain. So there's that. But anything else, this needs an FAQ. It's
another thing it needs an FAQ is who moves the models first, you or your opponent.
Correct. Yep. That also needs to be in there as well. Yep. I would imagine. Yeah, it's bad. This is a very bad written rule. Just from top to bottom, it's a very bad written rule. I understand the concept.
It's
but
an interesting rule, but it's badly written.
Badly written. I like the concept. It's just badly written. Okay, so that's it. Those are the traits. I still think this is an extra. That shooting attack is no joke. It's swingy, but boy, it can
It's super
damage.
swingy. And it can deal a good amount of damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Which comes down later that there's a battle tactic to kill someone with this, and it is not worth it.
I mean, it's not worth it because it's swingy, but it does a lot of damage. If you know, like,
I wouldn't rely a battle tactic on it though.
Yeah. I mean, that's typically how Suns are, though.
Fair
All
enough.
right, let's go into command traits. These are all pretty decent. High expectations is just add 1 to the attack characteristics of the death grip. While it's within 3 inches of any other friendly mega target. There's better ones. It's not the greatest. Big Eater. Healing is super good. So, in the combat phase, if any models are slain by a friendly Mega Guardian wholly within 12 inches of this general, and all these can be taken by King Brodd, by the way, you can heal to D3 allocated to that Mega Guardian after all of its attacks have been. This is gonna. I'm telling you, dude. These guys are gonna be extremely hard to get rid of.
It's more of one thing. King Brodd is going to be extremely hard to get rid of. Everything else is going to be.
I mean, you're
okay.
still getting healing D3 on this. That's still okay.
Yeah, whoever your commander is, which is King Brodd. I guess you don't have to take King Brodd.
Yeah, you can. It doesn't have to be him.
So wait, it doesn't have to be the commander.
In the combat phase, if any enemy models are slain by attacks made by a friendly Mega Guardian wholly within 12 inches of this general, you can heal up to D3 wounds allocated to the Mega Guardian after all the attacks. So as long as you're wholly within 12, and you're already
this can affect multiple people. Oh yeah,
Correct.
This is the one you take every single time.
Yeah, this one's fantastic. I also will say the Loudmouth Bully is also very good. This gets you to always use the top row, which is also very, very good for Giants. I would take both of those. But
yeah, Big Eater will make it so you get to the top row more likely than not, anyways.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you're gonna be taking
and for more than one model.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you're gonna be taking Big Eater just because you need to have King Brodd next to something within 3 inches, right? So you're gonna end up healing so much between those two. It's really good. It's really, really good. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a competitive army.
I think it's competitive. I don't think it's amazing though.
I think it's an easy 3-2.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
All right, so Artifacts of Power, 5-up ward against mortal wounds, pretty good.
That's okay.
Better options, but 5-up artifact destroyer. Oh, it's the 5-up artifact. If a thing has an artifact, it's not good. It's bad. Never would take it. And then Brand is 8-up is strike first. Not bad.
Out of everything, I guess
I'm taking the 5-up probably.
Yeah.
On another Mega Guardian, I'm taking a 5-up. Now you've got a
make them as hard to kill as possible.
Yep, exactly. Because this army you're not doing for damage, you're doing it to stay on points, right?
Especially now that you have a way to heal them.
Yep. And now you get 2 wards, one a mortal wound ward and a regular ward. Oof, so good. Okay, so it's that. Okay. Oh god. The grand strategy is just a flat out no. It's just a flat out no.
Yep, it's impossible to do.
It is literally impossible in a competitive setting to do this. Now, Josh mentioned the Monstrous Rampage, and as far as I know, a demolished terrain feature is still terrain on the field.
Yes, it only gets rid of its Warscroll.
Correct. So, even if you were to try to do Monstrous Rampage, even if that was a thing, this would still be almost impossible.
And those who don't know what it is you must get rid of all terrain on the battlefield. Which is generally 8 pieces of terrain.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and
Cameron,
the one thing that gets rid of pieces of terrain is you can only do it 5 times in an entire game.
Yeah, so Cameron, how many pieces of terrain do we have in a competitive match?
It's 8, usually.
Yeah, and then how many times can we shoot?
Only 5.
Yeah. So that math doesn't equal. So
this is purely narrative.
Purely narrative. You're gonna take a GHB one. So, yep, not doing that one. Okay. Battle tactics. These are actually pretty good. Good shot. Her. That's the one where you have to kill something with the shooting attack. So that one is definitely swingy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. You're gonna lose because you have to roll a 2-up, so that one thing that you just roll a 1, okay. Then it's D6 attacks, so it could be good, it could be bad. It's a 4-up to hit, so automatically you're losing half your attacks right there.
Yeah. King's Conquest is basically autocomplete. You just have to have 2 Gargants on a point. You don't even have to control it. It'd be weird that you wouldn't control it.
If you have 2 Gargants on a point and you're not controlling it, something's wrong.
I mean, it's an A+ on that one. And then the last one is Pick one objective that you don't control. You control that objective at the end of the turn, and that objective is contested by a friendly King Brodd Stomp unit that made a charge movement. So you just gotta charge with King Brodd and control
Fair
it.
enough.
Yeah, easy.
Easy.
Easy peasy. Okay, so what are we losing? So you were losing no cool rampages like Colossal Slam. There's also quite a bit of other rampages that you are losing, which is definitely
you're missing a
thing.
lot of monstrous actions. You don't get Regiments of Renown,
Yep.
which
So,
is a big one.
Yep. No squigs, no
Um,
shooters, no nothing. No.
You also lose a lot of the bonuses that the tribes give you, like +1 to all heroes.
They were good in their. I mean, everyone only ever took one of them.
Yeah, like you're still missing it out on that. You're not getting the +1 to hits, which is what the army needs.
Sure, but who cares? If I'm getting 5 up ward, healing.
Yeah, like King Brodd becomes an absolute monster in this. Everyone else takes a slight decrease because you don't get.
Remember, for Suns, you're not playing them to kill things. You're playing them to play very defensively.
Yeah. You also lose the ability to make someone 40 wounds.
Sure.
Like you are missing a good amount of things, but you are gaining some good things as well.
If I was taking a Sons of Behemoth army, I'm going to take the King Brodd Stomp probably.
Oh yeah, also you don't have to worry about a crap ton of rules.
True.
Like you lose a lot of rules, and all your rules are now.
I mean, this is like you're taking this to a GT and just chilling.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Which is okay, and I think it's actually still competitive for what it is. So, okay, let's get into probably the biggest hot take, and that is the KO one. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, let's go over the. I need to know if this needs an FAQ, Cameron. So, the way I don't know why they did this 3 times in the book already, and then they got to this one and they wrote it differently, for whatever reason, and I don't understand what they did, why they did this differently. Only the best friendly Grundstok Expeditionary Force units gain the battlefield role. So, does that mean your heroes aren't leaders anymore?
Yeah, it's a simple FAQ. It's one of the things
but
where
come on, guys. Like, you did this fine for the last 3 of them, and you just reworded this so poorly. It's so bad. It's just poorly worded. I know the intent, but stupid.
Yeah, technically they lose all their tags, but the intent is very obvious.
It's just a dumb wordage that they come on now.
Yeah.
Okay. While everyone thinks that this is the best part of the book or best part of the faction, I don't. I think it's very good, but
I think it's good. I don't think it's the best.
So every time so first off, I should mention to use this Army of Renown, you can only use Thunderers and Gun Haulers. That's it. Nothing else. No boats.
There's not a lot of diversity here.
No boats, no Wind Riggers, no Sky Wardens. You can use Thunders and Gun Haulers, and then all your heroes. You can pick from your heroes. That's fine. That's it. That's all you get. So for the Grudge Settler Protocols, this is a pretty crazy rule. Anytime you fight or shoot.
Oh, is it fight and shoot?
It is fight and shoot.
Oh.
You can, on a 4-up, you can fight or shoot again. You do get -1 to hit, but still, that's any time you do this. It's not a command. It's just any time you do this on a 4-up, you get to do it again.
Damn.
And it is
like it's really good.
Pretty good.
Like
think of also, if you unleash hell, you get to do this again. Like it is, and you're already losing -1 to hit from unleash hell, so you're just doing it twice. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. Also, and then the reason I think this is such an insane Army of Renown is the rapid redeployment. This doesn't cost anything. It just happens.
Yep, you just get it.
So anytime you move a gun hauler, you can say that the Thunderers are basically going to catch a ride, and they basically just teleport with the gun hauler. And the gun hauler, I think, is 12-inch move, and then once per game it's 18.
Yeah. 12-inch move once per game. It becomes 18, and you can still run.
Yeah, I think you can still run.
Yeah, like it's just incredible movement.
Oh yeah, normal move or run. Yeah, so you're essentially getting these guys like 24-inch movement. Like these are just, and then it pops out within 3 inches. Right?
Is
so
it
like
one Thunder unit, or can you take as many as you want?
one other friendly unit?
Okay, yeah.
So you can only take one, but you're reinforcing Thunders. You're doing 15-15 here at the very beginning.
Yeah, like these things are going to be great, and the gun hauler's only 170 points.
Correct.
Like you're not losing much.
Right, and like you're getting these guys into combat, right? Like they are moving.
Now, one thing I don't. What leaders can you take?
Any of them. There's no.
Oh, you can take any hero.
I think the only ones that you can't are ones that are specifically keyworded a specific sub-faction. Like Brock, I don't think you can take him because I think he's specific. He's specifically keyworded for a sub-faction. But the rest of them you can. You can take any of them. You can take what are the typical ones? Admiral. Why am I spacing? Oh, you can take any of them basically. It's basically any of them. Engine. I mean, I don't know why you'd take a engine hauler dude or whatever. Not engine rigger. Whatever, that dude that heals things. You're not gonna take him, but
you're gonna take the Admiral.
Actually,
is what you're gonna do.
I guess you could take him to heal gun haulers, but that would be real bad. He'd never catch up. But yeah, so now that's it. That's it. Those are all the battle traits you get, right? But you don't get any what are those things called? The 3.
Yeah, you don't get the bonuses to the gun hauler. You don't get their whatever their protocols are.
Yeah,
or anything like that.
I'm spacing on KO so bad tonight. Like their little artifact thing, or
yeah, a lot of stuff were like free attacks from an iron hauler.
Yeah. Their little scriptures, the little scripts they carry with them, footnotes and all that garbage. You don't get any of that, so this is all you get. But even, I mean, that's still pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, can the Thunderer move after rapid redeployment?
No, well that is their movement. Wait, what do you mean?
So the gun hauler, it moves. It can take a Thunderer. Can the Thunderer move after?
I don't think so. More. Pick a move them with the. It doesn't. Then when the gun hauler finishes its move, set the transport unit on the battlefield again, hold within 3 inches, and more than. So it says you can't charge.
Oh no, but you could. It still says you can move though.
I don't know why you'd want to though. If you couldn't charge.
For an extra 5 inches.
Okay, sure. If you're not making it to wherever you need to.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is just to put icing on the cake.
That's 24 inches plus 12 for their shooting attack. Like, you're hitting anything you want to.
Yeah, but I can always add 4 more inches if I want to move forward.
You got it, buddy. You get them. All right. So yeah. So really good. Command traits. Oh boy, I can't believe that they put this command trait still in here. Back on your feet, still stupid. You still want the 4-up rally, you still got it. Like, how they didn't change that to a 5-up rally, I will never understand.
It's because they did it to Thunderers in the first book. Why not do it again in the second book?
Because it's obnoxious. And this is also coming from a person who's playing Doc a lot right now. I will say that 4-up rally is pretty good.
It's pretty obnoxious, yeah.
Yep, it is. 5-up ward with all-out defense. Pretty good. Pretty good. That is a pretty good little thing. Now, the only issue with this that I have is, where's your general going to be turn 1?
That is the problem with this, is that...
He's going to be way back there.
Well, what you can do
You could
is you
take a
can
gun
take
hauler. You could take a gun. Well, no, because it has to be.
no,
No, you could. You
you
could.
take the engine rigger with dirigible suit,
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah,
and
well,
that way he has a 12-inch movement.
if you had an extra gun haul, you could also move your general with it as well.
Oh, you can move the general as well.
Yeah, because it just says pick one other friendly Grundstok Expeditionary Force.
Oh, okay. If you can
You have
move
to
your
burn a 170-point gun hauler for it, but
oh no, I get to move my general.
yeah, that's fine. It's fine. 5-up board with all out defense is pretty good, especially Thunders. They're
yeah.
tanky.
That's pretty great.
You're gonna be on a 2-up, 5-up. That's so gross.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're not gonna be a 4-up rally because you can't take 2 of these. But could you imagine if you could take 2 of these? Oof.
That'd be disgusting.
Yep. And then the last one you're never gonna take. We're just not gonna talk about it. Wait, what was it? Roll a dice and add the number to current battle round, and a 6-up you can set up. Oh, this is if once per battle if a gun hauler has been destroyed. You're not taking this.
So, if I remember correctly, it's a
revive.
if you're doing only gun haulers,
Sure.
then you take that one.
Sure. You're never gonna not have Thunders in this, and if you are, like, what are you doing with your life?
You know how amazing it would be just to see an
all gun
army
haulers?
of
Oh my
10 gun haulers that just won't die?
I mean, they're gonna die. They're not that tanky.
Oh yeah, but you just bring them back with the technician.
It's only once.
Maybe.
It's only once per battle.
Oh, it's only once per battle?
Once
I
per
thought it was once
battle.
per battle
No.
per gun hauler.
No, once per battle at the end of the hero phase.
Oh,
So
no,
you don't
never
even
mind.
know
Not
if you're
worth
gonna
it.
get it.
Not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. All right, moving on. Artifacts. These are all decent. This is you add 9 to the range characteristic of missile weapons. That's the gaze scope.
God, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's see. Each time a friendly Grundstok unit within 12 inches of the bearer is affected by spell. On a 4-up, it's a spell. So 4-up spell ignore for the.
Wholly within
nullifier.
12 inches?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
That's pretty good. So, man, why? It's not even a 4-up spell ignore. It's a 4-up spell ignore wholly within 12 inches of this unit. Like, what? What were they
And
thinking?
you have such good movement too.
Like, just craziness. All right. And then the last one is the grudge fire rounds. Pick one of the bearer's missile weapons. If it's a 6, it does mortal wounds to the damage characteristic. So it's okay. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely, probably taking. I'm probably taking. Do you take,
I think the nullifier.
I think the nullifier too. You don't need the 9-inch because you're already getting good movement.
Yeah, you already got good movement, and like the hero's guns are okay.
I mean, why not make your Thunders even worse to get rid of?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want you to blizzard me or anything
For
like
real.
that.
Oh, that's so crazy. Man, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Because you won't have any spellcasters, so might as well have the I don't care about your spells.
Yeah. Okay. The grand strategy is pretty bad, I think. Okay, maybe I thought it was bad. It's 1 Thunder and 1 gun hauler have to be alive.
That's not bad at all, actually.
It's not bad. With this army, I guess it doesn't matter. With this army, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. You're not fighting for points.
You
It's
have
either you're
so
gonna
you
table
have
them or
so
they're gonna
many
table you.
thunderers and gun haulers, and they have such good movement
No, you don't have
capabilities.
that many Thunderers. You have 2, maybe 3 units of Thunderers.
You're gonna have 3 units of thunderers because you need battle line.
Sure.
Which means you're gonna have 3 to 4 gun haulers.
No, they're all battling.
Oh, they're all battle line?
Yeah, remember, that's what I was just
All right.
reading. Remember the friendly Grundstok Expeditionary
Okay,
Force units.
so you'll have two thunderers that are 30 wounds at a 3-up, that are 4-up ignore, that have a 4-up rally and a 4-up ignore spells, and then 2 gun haulers that can transport them around the map.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like that's a pretty
All right,
good grand strategy.
I'll go to B plus. You made
It wants you to do the exact same thing that you're going to be doing anyways.
True. That is true. You don't have to think about it. Battle tactics, these are all really easy. Destroy an enemy unit this turn by using the Grudge Seller Protocol's battle trait. That's just the fight twice. Sure.
It's not reliable but
with
it's still good.
everything, if you're going into one unit, you should be able to complete this.
Well, the only problem is that you're going to kill it without the 4-up.
True, that is true. If you don't kill it with the 4-up, that I could see that being a problem.
Like,
That would be hard to navigate. That'd be hard to. That's actually a lot
Yeah.
harder than I thought it was.
Exactly. Like, it's good, but
Yeah,
it's
that's like a B now. Yeah, that one's tough. That's actually tough to do. And then you got to get the 4-up. Yeah, that one's tough. That one's tough. The next one, pick one objective on the battlefield that's controlled by your opponent. You complete this battle tactic. At the end of the turn, if you control that objective and a friendly unit that was set up this turn with the rapid redeployment battle trait is contesting the objective. So
easy.
Easy money.
Super easy.
Yep. And then Thunderous claim, pick one objective on the battlefield you do not control. You complete this battle tactic at the end of the turn. Control that objective, and that objective is contested by 2 different friendly Grundstok Thunder units. That one
Not as easy,
not
but still
as
good.
easy, but I mean, sure, you just move in your second turn to put 2 Thunder units on an objective.
Yeah.
So it's still easy.
Yeah, you can still do it any turn, but the no safe haven's the easiest one.
Correct. All right. So what are we losing for this, right?
The biggest thing you just lose the ironclad and the frigate.
You lose ironclad. You use the obviously the pick up drop. Fly high stuff. You lose that. You don't get any amendments, articles, or footnotes. That's what they're called. You don't get any allies or anything like that. I still think it's...
You lose the spell in the bottle.
Yeah.
But like even then, you still have a 4-up spell ignore and change. Like
the only problem I have with this Army of Renown is it's on a 4-up. Now I know you have lots of units to get that 4-up, but if there's anyone that knows anything about rolling bad dice, I'm maybe getting one of these off.
I think this is a really good army.
Yeah. I think it's a good army, but I don't think it's...
I think this army you're going to be seeing a lot.
I agree with you. I think you're going to be seeing a lot. Is this a S tier 5-0 all the time?
I don't think it's an S tier. I think it's an A though.
Okay.
Like there's going to be a lot of armies that do not know what to do against this.
Well, and with this army, you're either going to table your opponent early, or they're gonna get rid of you quick.
And like, even then, if you do the 2 Thunder stack, if your opponent can get through the Thunderers, like if they survive the shooting, it's their turn. If they can't kill those Thunderers, then you're just going to move back with the gun haulers and just shoot everything again.
Yeah, you're gonna move
with
up,
a 4-up rally.
You're gonna shoot. You're gonna go back. You're gonna shoot. You're gonna go back. You're gonna shoot. And you're just going to continue doing that.
Yeah, like there's just so much movement and so much shooting in this army.
Now, I will say
it's so nasty.
I mean, Thunders do good damage. I actually think they excel very much in melee combat.
Especially with the little, was it fumigators?
Yeah, little D3 shenanigans, because you're going to get 3 of those. You're doing 3 D3 damage.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how this is used. I wish I had another 20 Thunders to test this out, but I don't have them. I would like to, because I have enough gun haulers. I think I've got 4 or 5 gun haulers, but I don't have enough Thunders. I'd like to see just to see how good this is.
Without playtesting, I would not want to fight this army.
I would not want to fight this army either. This is very oppressive and not fun to play against. Because you're literally just going to shoot your entire army off the board. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so that's it. That's all we got. So lots of good stuff there. I do like what they're doing with these armies of renown. I'm very excited to see what they do in future books, because it kind of opens up more. Like, they could do one with IDK to make them more relevant, or they could do one with FEC or something like that.
Yeah, I like these it's more than just a sub-faction.
Right. Now,
It's
again,
it's really interesting. It's more restrictive, but still somewhere in the realm of what it wants you to do.
yeah.
Unless you're playing the mall one with the iron jaws, then it's just pigs and you lose everything good.
Yeah, again, I think out of all four of these, two of them are more competitive than the rest, right? So,
Yeah.
and again, these are not made to be competitive. These are made from a narrative perspective, even though that Thunderer one is, um,
If I had all four of these, the most powerful one I think would be the KO one, then the giants, and then
Trugg,
trolls. Yeah, Trug,
and then you're
and
just
then
throwing your
Iron Jaws is
you're
way
throwing that out the
way
door.
down there.
You're throwing that in the
Past,
trash. You're not
yeah.
using that. Yeah, okay. So, that's it. So, what do we got coming up? I'm actually at a concert next week, so next
Ooh.
Tuesday will not happen. So, we will have to wait the following. Luckily, I don't think there's any new books or anything coming out this week. So,
No, not this week.
yeah, so I think we're good there, but um, we'll come up with a follow up show 2 weeks from now.
Awesome. Well, have fun at your concert.
Yeah, I will definitely
I'm
try.
probably just going to play Baldur's Gate with my wife.
Nice. Have you started playing it?
I played a little bit of it.
I love that game. I need to finish it. I'm almost done. I've been into
I,
AOS mode lately.
I've been playing Total War more than anything else.
I've also been playing Total War. I'm on a Manfred campaign right now.
I am on the hunt to get all of the achievements, and it's going to take me a long time.
I will say Armored Core does look pretty good. I do need to play it. I heard the story's meh, but I heard the actual gameplay is very fun, so I got to try that out too. All right. Other than that, anything else? Anything else you want to say, Cameron?
No, not today.
All right. Well, for the rest of you, have a good rest of the week, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.